Hi, I'm Marie from Live Oak Coaching, and I'm here to talk to you about getting past the fear of writing a blog post. When I found out I had to blog for my marketing efforts, I cringed. I have not written in years, and I was pretty nervous, and I didn't want to do it. I thought, wow, really? My writing's going to be on the internet? That's kind of scary. And you just feel exposed and vulnerable. And it took me back to the college days when I had a college professor in English, and every time we went into class, he'd have us write. And he would put a stamp of a banjo on our paper to show that he's approved of our writing, and he would and we got credit for it. So every time I went into this class, I'd have to sit down and just start writing, knowing that he was going to read it and he was going to stamp it with the banjo and I was going to get credit. And I hated it. It made me nervous, but I have to say, as time went, it got easier. And I looked forward to the Banjo Stamp because I knew that things were going well and I was getting better. And obviously the professor thought so because I kept getting the stamps. And it did help. For the remainder of my college time, it helped in essay exams and term papers. It was a lot easier to write. And fast forward a few decades, here I am again having to write. So I did go back to just writing. They call it free writing. So I set time aside and just sit down and start writing about what I know regarding what the subject matter of my blog post. And if you don't really know, I would say just write about anything, but just write your thoughts down and just get in the habit of writing. And, it's like a skill like anything else. And so I started doing that and doing just also kind of the big brain dump too. So you know your subject, and then you can pull from your subject and do an outline. And this kind of takes you back to high school English, doing your standard outline. And this is really good too to organize your thoughts for your blog post. And I think the more complete your outline is, the easier it's going to be to write your blog post, so you don't overthink it or get stuck or feel writer's block, and then you're going to walk away and not want to do it, and then brain starts going, and then you're going to get fearful. So the outline is really good too, in addition to the free writing. And I know all this is scary. For me, writing is kind of like bearing your soul and exposing yourself, and you could be criticized for your skills and your knowledge. And the thing is with fear is, there is the fear that keeps you from danger, and then there's this fear that we create these obstacles in our head that's going to keep us from our success. So for me, the remedy to that would be knowledge. Do the free writing and know your subject, do your research, do your outline, be prepared for when you actually start doing the blog post. And hopefully that will help too with the fear. And, be aware of that negative talk in your head. They have that fear as the acronym. There's the acronym that it's false evidence appearing real. And a lot of times it is, because the false stuff is the stuff that we create in our head of things that haven't even happened. And we could play out this whole thing in our head, and it's never going to happen. So you just got to work past that, and having the skills and practicing is what's going to do that. I have some tips for you to help with your blog post, and the fear part of it as well is to do your research. I don't know if you can see this, but know your subject. And then you want to know your audience and understand their pain points, and write with empathy. you feel for them. Like I feel for you because I'm kind of in the same spot with writing. I know what that fear feels like for a blog post. And then also your personality. Inject your personality into your blog post because you're unique and you have something important to say. And know the mechanics of a good blog post. You want it neat and clean for good SEO, and so your reader can read it and scan it easily on a computer or a mobile device. And I hope you found this video helpful for you. And believe me, I've been there. I'm still there sometimes. It can be very difficult, but I know that with practice and some of these tips, it can help you get past that. So with this, have a great day and God bless.